uqdatin bil lisani yafqahu qawli. Gracias y bienvenido. Those of you who don't know, in Spanish, this means hello and welcome. And with that, I have consumed the entire Spanish that I've learned in the past 3 days. I am truly honored to be here and grateful that you guys have joined this session today. And I will try to make this conversation meaningful. But we have people from all around the world. So before we dive into the session, let's take a quick pulse of the room. Raise your hands if you have traveled more than 2,000 kilometers or 10 hours to get here to ICFP. Raise your hands. Wow, almost all of us. A big round of applause for everybody who have made this far. And it's not easy to sort of lose the comfort of your home and come to this ICFP. The one more set of group I would like to call, and I am sure most of you will resonate with this. Raise your hands if you had trouble getting visas of Colombia. Oh, it's mostly Pakistan. It's mostly Pakistan. Even louder round of applause for these people who are committed. All those emails, checking every hour, all those last-minute cancellations, all those phone calls, and then going on to the ICFP or Colombian website every other hour just to find out that your application has not moved from beyond first stage. It was an experience. But looking at the beautiful city of Bogotá, people, food, and the knowledge, wealth of knowledge that we have here, I think it was worth it. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Ghazanfar Abbas. I am Chief of Party for the Challenge Initiative. And I'm extremely excited to be leading this panel today on local government leadership. In the next 60 to 70 minutes, my goal is to lead a dynamic and honest conversations with the local government leaders that we have here in the hall. And this is to ensure that you take some nuggets to your own places to strengthen your program. Today, we're going to explore what happens when local government is not just implementing, they are leading the program. For too long, many initiatives have been donor-led, but TCI experience suggests that change is long-lasting and impactful if they are being led by the local communities themselves. Thank you. I've got one clap. Everybody else can also clap. So before moving forward, or before we begin, I'd like to share a story from my own country. A village in Lahore, Pakistan, visualize this village. There's a 4-year-old girl who is holding her father's hand and walking toward his first day of school. There's a playful noise all around the ear. And she looks around and she sees that many other children are also there, but they are being accompanied by their mothers. So she looks at her father and asks this question, that, "Father, when our mother will be back? When will she play with me? When will she feed me?" And the father looks at her, and while holding tears in her eyes, he says this, that, "Honey, she's with the angels. She will come back one day. Please go to school." Days turned into years, and she turned to 10, and that is when she realized and found out that her mother had died while giving birth to her. It was 5th consecutive pregnancy, and on that night, there was no one or no skilled birth attendant in the village who could cater to her, which resulted in mortality. Ladies and gentlemen, there are 12,000 women who die only in Pakistan, and hundreds and thousands of more who die around the world. And this is not just a number. I mean, it's families. We're talking about children, families, experiences, and I think we as a FP community, we have this responsibility that we provide contraceptive choices to these women. Now, I want you to take a moment, and if you would like, kindly close your eyes for 10 seconds. I want you to go to your childhood and recall one memory of your mother. It may be when she hugged you passionately when you came injured back from the sports. It may be when she opened her arms to welcome you home when you came back to school. It may be when she prepped and fed you your favorite meal. Now, tell me, for what amount of money on this earth would you like to trade that memory? Of course not. We would not like to. These are precious moments. These are experiences that are not tradable, and there's no other alternative to that. And there are millions of kids and children who are deprived of this experience. Each time I reflect on this story, it fuels my passion, and it gives me energy and meaning to what we are doing is urgent and important. Now, these kind of stories we hear day in and day out, so it has a risk of uh, becoming a background noise. However, it does not lessen the loss. Coming back to the story, the girl turned 16, and she made this commitment to herself that I will do everything in my capacity to make sure that no other child suffers the loss that I did. She was once reading newspaper, and there was one advert. Local government was looking for community midwife, or local government was looking for girls for a course on community midwives. She applies, she gets selected, gets trained, and after the training, she comes back to her village and starts serving her community. Ladies and gentlemen, this experience or this pilot became a footprint or a blueprint for Pakistan's government largest community midwife programs. 20,000 community midwife programs. Community midwives were trained under this program. And to this day, the legacy of this pilot lives on. A pilot which was a collaboration between local governments and a development partner made significant strides on the MMR of the country. In 2012, the SBA assisted deliveries in Pakistan was 54%, which rose to 74% in 2020 as per later surveys. This is the power of local leadership. This is the power when local communities take matters into their own hands. It's not just about one family, then it's about millions. At its core, the Challenge Initiative, or TCI, is about enabling local governments to lead their own family planning programs. Unlike traditional donors, we don't implement, we enable. Through coaching, co-financing, and data-driven decision-making, TCI helps government scale proven high-impact interventions, strengthen leadership and systems, and build accountability from within. Our model rests on 4 interdependent tenets: scale, expanding proven interventions through local leadership and system integration; impact, driving measurable outcome for women, youth, and families; cost efficiency. If impact is not cost efficient over time, it's not sustainable. And the 4th tenet is sustainability. Whatever you do has to last for a long time, has to last in order to make impact on the families. Since launch, TCI has partnered with more than 214 subnational governments across 13 countries, reaching 286 million people, supporting over 6 million additional FP clients. That's a huge number, which may deserve an applause if you like. More than 100 local governments have graduated from TCI, and 83% continue to sustain progress independently. That's the essence of TCI. When government leads, result last. And today, we are privileged to be joined by remarkable local champions, the true stars of our story, who turn challenges into opportunities and ideas into lasting impact. Each of them represent power of ownership in action. Please join me in welcoming someone who is from neighboring country, and we share a lot, our culture, our food, and we love each other. It's none other than Dr. Sarita from India, who is State Program Officer, State Health Society, Bihar, India. Dr. Sarita. And while she's walking to the stage, I'll read the rest of her introduction. Dr. Sarita is a medical qualified medical professional, has been serving Health Department, Government of Bihar, India in various capacities since 1990. She started as Lady Medical Officer in government hospitals before taking up present position as State Program Officer for Family Planning. Under her leadership, maternal mortality ratio came down from 149 in 2018 to 104 in 2023. My next panelist is from Nigeria. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Abdurrahman Shabu from Nigeria. Dr. Abdurrahman. Dr. Rahman is a consultant family planning physician and public health expert with over 10 years of experience in enhancing healthcare outcomes. As Executive Secretary of the Primary Healthcare Development Agency in Gombe State, Nigeria, Dr. Sabu has led initiatives that improve healthcare delivery and promote health equity. My next panelist is from Philippines. Please welcome Dr. Judith Catalan-Haniola. Dr. Judith, did I spell that right? Dr. Judith is gender and development focal person in the local government unit and a marriage counselor. Judith Catalan-Haniola rose from a rank and file position within the city government of General Santos. Ms. Jude, as she is popularly called, is currently the City Population Management Officer of the city of General Santos. My next panelist is none other than my dear friend, Mr. Julius Richard Mutebi, Mayor of Kira District, Uganda. Dr. Julius, please join us on stage. Dr. Julius is Bachelor's of Political Science. He is also Masters of Art in Personal Management from Kingston University. He is Chief Champion Family Planning in Kira Municipality. My last panelist is someone very special, Mr. Amadou Jara, Mayor of Municipality of Pikin North, Senegal. Please welcome Mr. Amadou Jara. He has been in this position for the last 19 years. He also serves as Deputy Mayor of the Greater Pikin City, and he previously served as Member of Parliament in Senegal. In addition to his political roles, Mayor Jara is an expert consultant on decentralization and human rights. He has also served as Chief of Staff to the Minister of Health. They thought the moderator is less important, so they didn't give me so far. So I'll have to do with this. So I'll start with Dr. Sarita because we are neighbors there, we are neighbors here too. Dr. Sarita, please elaborate upon that before TCI, urban family planning in Bihar faced major funding and coordination gaps. What inspired your state to take ownership and integrate family planning into your urban health program through NHM? And how did that decision start changing how resources were planned and used? And how did TCI help? Over to you.
Thank you, Jennifer, and thank you.
There are mics. No, there are mics on the seat.
This one?
Okay, you can use mine.
Sorry.
Organizers can.
So thank you, ICFP and TCI, everyone, to give me this opportunity to speak from my heart about my FP programs and other things about India So thank you, John, for once again. And question is very nice. And I just must tell you that family planning is the oldest program of India. India, and you must know that India is the first country to introduce family planning program in the world. So this family planning program is going on everywhere in India and in Bihar also since ages. But despite all these, I tell you the challenges we are facing. So Bihar is one of the most populous state of India. Its population is 130 million, and maybe you can think that this program is free of cost. We are actually implementing the whole program all over India, and including Bihar, that is free of cost. And so I would like to share that in Bihar also, the FP funding was slightly skewed towards the rural part. Initially, actually he's asking about the NHM. This is National Health Mission for the other audience. So this National Health Mission is by Government of India, and we are getting fund from that, from them actually. So this was skewed towards the rural earlier, but later in NHM, NUHM or National Urban Health Mission was also added. So we also started this program, and but there was a huge gap in coordination among stakeholders in urban to drive the FP and other health programs. Family planning was seen only in, actually it was seen only for the health department program. You need convergence. It's not that easy that you can run family planning program alone or by the health department only. So that was lack of convergence. That was very much evident. So when NUHM or the National Urban Health Mission came, so in the initial stages, because it was in nascent stage and was in very initial stages, so other health issues like RI, routine immunization, maternal health program, and all these are a top priority. FP became after that. So it came after that. So we are asking fund from GOI through PIP or Program Implementation Plan. That is an exercise of budgeting and planning, which we do every year for us. So it happens every year. So I would like to bring your attention that in last 3 to 4 years, it was clearly evident the PIP funding has increased every year from every year 15 to 20% increase is seen. So this shows that we are working, and also that our family planning program is progressing. So I would also like to state that allocation of funding in PIP and expenditure both are very important and a key indicator of that review by the government also. So actually what I mean to say, because my major role as a state program officer, as Jonfer has introduced me, I work as a state program officer of family planning there in Bihar, in one of the state of India. So my major role is to provide guidance to our district team for this FP program strategy, financial allocation, and then ensure the timely execution also. The funding is not only important, you have to expand. That will show you that, yes, your work is going on. So here comes the role of TCI, as you asked. So TCI has actually helped us to, district officials, they met district officials, they prioritize the PIP activities which are already approved by Government of India, support the government to finalize the content, agenda. They provide coaching. That was one of your, your main or major part. So you provided that coaching support for the smooth execution of the family planning activities. So this helps us to complete the activities on time, and expenditure also booked in selected. Actually, you were in selected cities of Bihar, so right now your support is there only. So I would also like to actually share that TCI team also supported the city officials to establish the convergence, which was lacking before. So there is an embedded committee, CT coordination committee in our system, but that committee should sit for the meeting. That meeting agenda are actually being implemented later on. All these things are being supported by the TCI, and that was resulting in better coordination and execution of the health and family planning program at the city level.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Dr. Sarita, for that answer. Half of the world's problem would have been solved had we had talked to each other about the problems that we have. So coordination seems to be a common thread. We feel same pain in Pakistan, honestly. So I can go in and go on and go on about this. But yes, okay. So, but I'll move to our next panelist, Dr. Abdurrahman from Nigeria. Sir, Nigeria's state have made huge strides in domestic financing for family planning. What prompted Gombe and other states to move away from donor dependency and being allocating their own funds for family planning commodities and services?
Okay, thank you very much. Being an implementer from the State Primary Healthcare Development Agency, I understand how critical or how important domestic financing is to sustaining reproductive health services, especially family planning. More so now that we have a decline in donor funding and also increase in demand for reproductive health services. Just a quick background, Gombe State is a state located in the northeastern region of Nigeria together with other 5 states. And for those people that know Nigeria, the northeast region has one of the poorest indicators when it comes to reproductive maternal newborn health care, particularly as a result of cultural differences, ignorance, and also poverty. And more recently, it has been ravaged by insecurity. So it's unstable, it's an unstable region. However, Gombe State, which is also part of the Northeast region, I come from Gombe, also shares borders with all the other 5 states, sorry. And because of its relative peaceful nature, there is a migration of people from other 5 states just to come and find a safe haven on Gombe. And in Gombe State, we do not have IDP camps. We have integrated people that come into our host communities. And therefore, that has increased our population and also put a strain on our social services, education, and health services. And that has increased demand for healthcare services, including family planning. And when this government came into being in 2018, that was when the NDHA survey was conducted. We have poor, our health indicators, RMNCH were very poor. Family planning was at, contraceptive prevalence was at 16%, unmet need was at 21%, ANC was just at 31%. So the government realized that it has to act, and it also conducted its own mini survey. It directed the State Bureau of Statistics to conduct a survey across 138 communities in hard-to-reach communities, and what came out top among those communities was health. What they need, major needs, immediate needs, was to ensure that health is available. So the state government accord held high priority, and therefore look at funding. Funding in 2018, 2019 was just at 3.5%. So the state government gradually increased funding through 2019, 2021 from 9, 12, and then to 15%. And then the funding is not just about allocation, it matched that with releases. Presently, the government releases more than 80% of its health budget. And that also led the government through TCI, because the government also provided an enabling environment for partners to come and support it. So TCI supported us to set up an advocacy working group, which advocated to political office holders, policymakers, to establish a budget line for family planning. That was done. And in 2023, the state government was the first state in Nigeria to release domestic fund for family planning. $79,000 in 2023.
Wow, 79,000.
In 2024, wow. It increased it to about 50 million naira. That is about $100,000. And that, to a larger extent, has supported us to have availability of family planning commodities in our health facilities and also reduce out of stock to near 0% in our healthcare facilities. And over the years, we've also noticed an increase in demand for family planning, new acceptors. In 2023, we had 126,000 new acceptors. 2024, we had 135. And now, as it is, the last count for 2025, as at September, we had 126,000. And I'm sure it's going to surpass what we had.
That's impressive.
For last year.
Additional users.
So the state realized that there's a funding gap. It has been estimated for 2025, the federal government requires $45 million to procure FP commodities. Presently, the funding gap is estimated at $27 million. So the state have realized that there's a need to mobilize and commit resources, domestic resources for family planning, and that is why we're going to be stepped in to ensure that we provide domestic financing.
Impressive. Thank you so much, Dr. Abdurrahman, for sharing those highlights. And that's the essence of TCI, that when you give ownership to the local governments, they look up for resources themselves. They can arrange that. So rather than having an agenda implemented by local governments, let them lead. I would request the audience, because we have a French speaker here from Senegal, to take your headsets one by one. Don't go all of you, because we are speaking. So one by one, if you can go and take your headsets for French translations. I will come to Ms. Judith from Philippines. Judith, before TCI, coordination across departments in General Santos was fragmented, especially for youth-focused programs. What pushed your city to step up and take the lead in creating a more coordinated, data-driven system?
Thank you very much. Good afternoon, everyone. I'd like to share that in our city, General Santos, we have actually problems in our fragmented activities. Like we have difficulty of getting data sets from different partners, specifically in the health area. And so we need to really diversify. If not, we need to really coordinate with them in terms of the issue, so that we can have a harmonious kind of relationship apart from having a very good data results. And apart from that, in our area, we have the basic problem of the rising issues on teenage pregnancies. So with my leadership, I intended to really come up with a policy to gather all agencies concerned and also partners down to the grassroots level to have a planning series of meetings so that we can come up with a very good output in curbing down the cases of teenage pregnancies. That's the basic problem. I think it's not only in General Santos City, but in the entire Philippines, if not in the entire world. And so leadership comes in by having those policies. We have this Executive Order 95-A series of 2023, that all of those partners, we created the city leadership team. And apart from that, we have this city itinerant team, wherein we can conduct on-site visits and we can outright deliver basic service delivery. And we are very happy that our partners, specifically the Department of Education, the Department of Health, the Commission on Population and Development, and also DILG, no? DILG is there, for they have the hand in administering policies down to the barangay. And apart from that, there comes the TCI, no? The TCI is really boosting our morale in terms of our leadership skills. Not only us, the service delivery providers, but also our youth. And so we were able to curb down the teenage pregnancy cases. In fact, I have to reiterate this one, that in our national competition for the human development, if I may say, Kaunlarang Pantao Award, being administered by the Commission on Population and Development in the Philippines, we won #1 in the entire Philippines in that area, adolescent health and development. And that is because of the concerted effort of all of the agencies, because we always believe we could never do it alone. And because of TCI, we were properly guided with our scorecard. And so we are very happy to see to it that the local chief executive, we have both a male and a female local chief executives, no, that were directly involved in our partnership with the TCI. And I think one of the strategies that benefited us most is we are into partnership agreements, like for example with the DepEd, so that we can conduct AHRH activities, U4U activities, AJA activities, adolescent job aids training, and all of those related activities for the youth. We concentrated on the youth because I always believe that the youth served as the building blocks of the future. They serve as our strength, and we need to really invest in our youth. And in the cases of women of reproductive age and also men of reproductive age, we really focused in not only the essence of having the LARC, but also in the permanent methods of contraception. Basically for men, that's NSB, the non-scalpel vasectomy, and for women, the bilateral tubal ligation. And we have a very good output of that. That is again in partnership with other CSOs and NGOs, specifically the Marie Stopes International, and for our local counterpart, which is the Family Planning Organization of the Philippines. And in fact, I'm very much interested of looking for men who are really interested to be educated about NSV, if I may share it with you. Because we were able to capture the groups coming from the farmers, the drivers, the security guards, and the fisher folks, no? Along with other men who are interested. So I think because of the leadership, you were able to achieve the goal of the reduction of teenage pregnancies in the youth and having a high MCPR from 30% in the year 2020 to 34% in the mid of 2024.
Wow, wow.
Thank you.
That's pure 24-karat gold. I see a common thread that, all of you took bold steps from fragmented systems to allocation of resources to having allocated resources in NHM in urban areas. So, kudos to you guys. I had moved to Mr. Mayor Julius from Uganda. Mayor, in Uganda, you've shown how political leadership can redefine family planning and RH as governance priorities. What convinced you as a mayor that this was a leadership issue, not just a health sector issue? Your reflections, please.
Good afternoon, everyone. First of all, I want to thank TCI and Jipaigo Uganda for having brought me to this international platform to be able to share one or two experiences of Uganda. I am the mayor of Chira Municipal Council, which is an urban council. And I have 54 villages, meaning each of those villages has a chairman and an executive. I have 6 parishes and 3 divisions. We have a population of about 500,000 people. I really want to thank TCI, because before TCI actually knocked on our door and came to this, we were in the traditional mode of thinking that the government of Uganda, central government, would provide. And if they don't provide the health centers, which of course translate into medical services like child and maternal medical services, as well as family planning. But it was brought to our attention that the donors were really cutting their aid. And it was quite evident to all of us almost, because we'd seen USAID being removed at all. So we couldn't get any help anymore from there. But speaking quite frankly, also our governments are struggling. We could see that money used to come in time in terms of money from government to support the local governments. That money wasn't coming on time. And sometimes it would also be cut. That's when TCI came in and prompted us, and we actually started thinking seriously about issues to do with health, especially family planning, child and maternal health. We thought we needed to do something as local leaders. As a matter of fact, we are in charge of these local governments. People trust us, people have voted us, people believe in us, people believe we are the people that are supposed to change their lives. They rely on us. And we have sources of good data that is really true data. We have a buy-in that when we mobilize, our people will listen. So we thought, why don't we use this platform? Because we were almost hanging in the middle. The government was not there fully to support us anymore. Nor were the donors. So we thought we had better really take foot and be in the driving seat. After all, it was just like relaxation and, sitting in our nests comfortably. But we were in charge of these local governments. We do planning for them. How can you plan for a parish, plan for a division, plan for a village, plan for a municipal council when you've not planned for the family? So we thought it is very important that we step in, we take our mantle, we do that what we are supposed to do, we get out of the relaxation mood in which we were, and this is what actually prompted us to step in, because there was a vacuum, but this was our responsibility. Our communities do not know where the ministers live. They don't know where the president is, but they know where the mayor lives. And they know where you sit in office. They can even stop you on the way and say, Mayor, we have this problem. And if you think of problems like teenage pregnancies, unsafe abortions, child and mother, maternal care, all these come back to us. But at the end of the day, even the planning of the entire municipal council is upon us. So we really needed to take that responsibility. And that's what changed me. I agreed that we call on TSI to coach us, to give us a helping hand. So I became the chief champion, while all my chairpersons became champions. So that's not a very small force of about 64 people.
Wow.
In terms of mobilization and everything else. So that's what prompted me. Thank you.
Great reflections. And this shows that if mayor takes accountability or responsibility of family planning, is just not family health department problem. It becomes city-wise problem. So thank you for those reflections. I'll now move to our panelist, Mayor Jara. Mayor, your municipality faced declining contraceptive rates and no dedicated family planning budget before TCI. What motivated you to take political and financial ownership? And what did that change in how your city approached health governance? Sir.
Merci beaucoup, Dr Abbas. Je m'excuse d'être malheureusement le seul francophone du panel. Il faut que je fasse attention à la traduction avant de pouvoir répondre à la question. J'en profite pour saluer véritablement la délégation d'ICI Sénégal et l'Afrique de l'Ouest francophone et globalement apprécier cette importante manifestation internationale qui nous permet et nous donne l'opportunité de partager notre modeste expérience. Docteur, vous avez raison. Avant l'arrivée du TCA, chez nous, on faisait du pilotage à vue en matière de politique de santé. J'avais une première adjointe à qui j'avais attribué les compétences des questions relatives aux femmes, à la santé et à l'éducation, une grande dame, une brave dame, aujourd'hui décédée, elle n'est plus de ce monde. Et à travers ses responsabilités, elle avait été en contact avec d'autres organisations telles que le réseau civil du Kenyan. Mais pour convaincre l'implication de la commune, il fallait passer par l'adhésion du maire, son leadership et son engagement personnel et physique. On a fait 2 séances et je n'étais pas convaincu. Une équipe de plaidoyer est venue me voir et c'est à travers le théâtre qu'ils m'ont démontré la nécessité fondamentale de mettre des ressources financières dans la planification familiale. Et ça, c'est avant d'essayer. Je vais vous raconter une petite scène, un sketch qu'on ne peut pas matérialiser malheureusement. L'actrice principale dans ce théâtre était une dame, une femme, qui avait un mari, excusez-moi du terme, un coureur de jupons, qui n'était pas fidèle. Parce qu'il considérait que sa femme ne s'occupait pas bien de lui, que sa femme ne s'occupait pas bien de la maison, parce qu'elle avait à la main un enfant de 3 ans et demi, sur le dos un enfant de 2 ans et enceinte de notre enfant. Cette femme-là, comment elle peut être porteur d'énergie? Comment elle peut être porteuse de développement? Comment elle peut participer si tout le temps elle s'occupe de son enceinte, de son état d'enceinte? Comment elle s'occupe de l'enfant qui doit être éduqué, qui doit être soigné? Cette femme-là risque de perdre son mari. Et c'est de là où j'ai pris l'engagement de mettre des ressources dans le cadre du budget. Mais avec un pilotage à vue, je n'avais pas les statistiques sanitaires, je ne travaillais pas avec les équipes de district ou les infirmiers chefs de poste. Et TCA est venu me proposer, dans le cadre de leur tournée, Monsieur le maire, on a rencontré 12 maires qui ne sont pas encore engagés dans votre département pour la mise en œuvre du programme TCA qui consistait à avoir des ressources, à avoir une assistance technique, mais demander à chaque commune de participer en termes de ressources financières. Je n'ai pas hésité. Pour la mémoire de la première adjointe décédée et pour la nécessité pertinente de gérer la planification familiale en maîtrisant les données statistiques, j'ai décidé de m'engager personnellement et de faire engager mon conseil municipal. Chez nous, l'élection est au suffrage universel direct. Le maire, quand on l'élit, c'est comme quand on élit un président. C'est son programme avec les populations. Au Sénégal, avec 99% musulmans, la planification était tabou. On n'en discutait pas. Et je savais qu'il fallait, compte tenu de ma responsabilité, de mon leadership au niveau de la commune, que j'ai gagné 1 fois, 2 fois, 3 fois, parler à mes concitoyens, à mes femmes, pour les faire engager dans le programme. Aujourd'hui, chez nous, nous avons réussi à faire engager 2873 femmes pour l'utilisation des produits contraceptifs de la planification familiale. Nous avons empêché, je le disais tantôt, un humain, un responsable, à qui on confie une communauté, qui sauve une vie, personne ne peut le payer. Mais à travers l'accompagnement du TCI, nous avons pu sauver 33 cas de décès maternel. 33. Nous avons pu également dépasser le pilotage à vue de 65% pour aller à des taux de durabilité de 99%. Vous imaginez cette pertinente intervention qu'a eu à apporter le TCI pour nous permettre de maîtriser les données et statistiques. C'est pourquoi nous avons organisé des organes inclusivement en impliquant la société civile de notre commune, les Badjangor qui sont les maîtresses de quartier, les AIC, la jeunesse, les imams, les religieux, et en rapport avec le personnel, la prestataire de santé au niveau du district, nous avons pu mettre en place un comité de pilotage qui veille à l'engagement du maire.
Thank you.
Donc nous ne pouvons plus retourner en arrière. Pourquoi? Parce que notre responsabilité est la mémoire de la dame qui nous a donné cet engagement, mais également il y a la société civile de la commune qui veille au grain pour que le maire ne change pas.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Mayor, for sharing those reflections. And those of you who doesn't have headset, what Mayor was saying in essence was that the budget for family planning has been institutionalized through local government act. So it is now sustainable. And now in Senegal, the nearest counties are following the precedence of what Mayor has said. So thank you for sharing those reflections, Mayor. I'll now move to come back to Dr. Sarita. Dr. Sarita, and I would now request that, there's so much to share, but we are short on time. So I request you to keep your answers short, if possible. Dr. Sarita, once Bihar began leading its own FP agenda, what changed within the system? How did embedding family planning in your state and city plans shift accountability and make financing more predictable?
So the commitment of the government of Bihar and India both, and in support from this TCI in Bihar, the health system has been embedded various high-impact interventions in PIP and budget allocation. For example, you see allocation of budget for regular training of the frontline workers, service providers, on FPLMIS, that is the and helped us to ensure that indenting of all the FP commodities, which are actually free from Government of India on timely manner, and availability to the last mile is actually ensured, and it's very smooth right now. In Bihar, we have already achieved the coverage of more than 95% in FPLMIS. So the allocation of budget for the District Quality Assurance Committee, which is a necessity for us because to provide the regular quality service delivery, which is being monitored by Supreme Court of India also. So, and the third thing, which is capacity building of, this is a regular and ongoing activity. So the health system has already ensured that quality counseling, service delivery, everything should be, these are embedded in our system. And formation and meeting of this data validation committee. This is HMIS, we have already a data validation committee, and they should sit for, before sending the data on HMIS, they have to sit and must validate the data. So, so the quality of data is ensured through that. And one thing I can definitely want to say that not only all these things, but newer contraceptive has also been started in Bihar. Newer contraceptive like this DIMPA SC and subdermal implant, that has also been already in 28 districts, 15 districts in DIMPA SC, and 13 districts we are already implementing this subdermal implant. And you will wonder that already in last 3-4, in 6 months only, already MPA-SC 16,000 doses have been given, and implant 7,000 already implemented.
Wow, wow. You got 2 claps. Oh yeah, you've got more claps. So
So,
I mean, wonderful. I hear that, when Supreme Courts ask the question, you can't mess around, can you? And innovation is something, and we've seen that wherever innovative products have been implemented or introduced, it has ignited the CPR. So thank you, Dr. Sarita, for sharing those reflections. I'll now come again to Dr. Abdurrahman. Dr. Abdurrahman, you've overseen a major transformation in Nigeria, where states now fund and procure their own FP commodities. You've delved upon it in your first response as well. What made that shift possible, and how it has changed the level of accountability within the government?
Yeah, thank you very much. So just like I've mentioned earlier, the Federal Ministry of Health of Nigeria, together with UNFPA, have established or developed the national guidelines for the procurement of family planning commodities. And this has been domesticated by various states. As I'm talking to you now, in half of the states in Nigeria, we have 36 have domesticated the guideline, and 6 states have started using domestic funds to procure family planning commodities. And most states, their state health development plan captures family planning as well. And then, and then it's not just about allocation, but this is also matched with releases. With the support of TCI, we have also established technical working groups, the Advocacy Communication Working Groups, the M&E working groups, SRHR working group. And these are all institutionalized structures to ensure that there is continuity and sustainability and ownership of family planning programs by different states and also a local government, in addition to creating budget lines for family planning, and then the advocacy working groups also follow it. This advocacy working groups comprises of family planning champions, civil society organizations that advocate to policymakers to ensure that budget funds are released on time to provide commodities to our healthcare facilities. Thank you.
Wow. Coordination is the key, and institutionalization is the key theme. I'll come to Ms. Judith. Judith, in general, in Santos City, you've built one of the most integrated FP system in the country. How did multi-sectoral coordination through the FPIT and city leadership happen, and what are your experiences around that?
Well, we were able to achieve 100%, meaning 46 over 46 of our trained service delivery providers for the postpartum. I think that's very, very good. And also, apart from that, we were able to achieve from 8,000 LARC users in the year 2020 to increase in the mid of 2024, which is equivalent to 20,000 LARC users. So because of that sudden increase, we are very, very confident that for as long as we're able to sustain our strategies, our partnerships, our collaboration, and other initiatives, we can really achieve our goal of achieving the very good life of our couples, our constituents, in terms of family planning. And also, we are strengthening our strategies also in collecting data by way of having a policy for that my office will be in partnership with other partners, like City Health Office, to be the repository of data because of the Gender and Development Program, meaning we have the hand to really collect all necessary data for harmonization. And in fact, we are, for now, working closely with our IT team from the city to have it already in a, what we call dashboard type of reporting already. And apart from that, we need to, again, involve partners from the different denominations. We have this interfaith, which is having a very strong partnership with us, because our focus really is to to get inclusive, no, of all our activities, specifically in family planning. And apart from that interfaith, we have this, we call it mass wedding as one of the most very good strategy in partnership with the local chief executive, because in one setting we can have couples about 100, meaning times 2. So about 100 couples in every mass wedding activities together with the city mayor. And the purpose of that is for the registration of the births and the registry of the couples to be legal eventually. And FP is the main topic about that.
That's
Yes.
very brave, and I think we can also learn from that mass wedding
Yes.
counseling services. Thank you.
Yes.
Mayor Julius, I'll come to you for my next question. Once you began treating family planning as government priority and not just health priority, what transformation did you see in your city's system, partnerships, and outcomes?
Thank you very much. First of all, I don't lead the municipal council alone. So having grasped the gist of the matter, I mobilized my executive to actually agree and see the same way as I do, because we needed a team to move together. Then after that, getting the executive resolution, we went to council, which is the sovereign party in the municipal council. We also managed to get a council resolution to be able to incorporate family planning services within our municipal council work plans in the budget, not only actually to include them, but also to prioritize them. But I am happy to say, as the theme is, because we have voted by the people, when usually the mayor leads, most people and most leaders will agree to move with the mayor. So all these leaders, as I said, I have 54 villages, 6 parishes, and 3 divisions. But all these have executive members. So we were a very big group to start, and that team has worked very well. I have seen a lot of things change. I have seen us now include healthcare, especially family planning, child and maternal health in our work plans in the budget, meaning that there will be continuity. Even when I am not in office, that will continue to happen. I've seen better delivery of services. We have 3 health centers that are now almost near completion. And we are very much concerned about monitoring what's going on, because now we are part of everything and we are driving. So we monitor everything from time to time, and it is within our area of jurisdiction. I shared an amazing story yesterday, which I want to share again. For those of you who may have heard it yesterday, I'm sorry if you get bored. But in one of our villages where we have, I said we have a champion, chairman of our executive of a village is a champion in each and every village, meaning that every community is ably represented. But in one of the villages, which is a sprawling slum in Ichira Municipal Council, we have a population, as I said, of about 500,000 people. And we have 54 villages. But 2 of these 54 villages are alone. Kasokoso, which is a slum, has 50,000. The other one has roughly 50,000, and the other one has about 55,000, just the 2 of them. But the chairperson, who is now the champion of one of the villages, approached me after we'd been coached by TSI and really prepared very well for every one of us to be able to do a good job about family planning and selling the idea and promoting it. He came and approached me and he said, Mayor, I would like you to sign for me a letter so that I go back to my village and mobilize. In that village, we've been offering medical services, including family planning, but in a tent. They had the grounds, but they did not have any structure in there. So he said, for us, we want to go, and with my executive, we want to go and do a good job within our own community. So I happily signed for him and gave him all the support that he needed. And I think he wrote 6 letters, and he got, if I remember very well, 3 responses. One of the responses was from the Uganda People's Defense Forces, and they promised to build a maternity building. They actually they brought their engineering brigade and built that maternity ward and handed it over to us. Then the other one, they went to the Seventh-day Adventist Church. They also built a structure and handed it over to us. The other one, there was a Christian church, which is Christian Sanctuary International. Those ones also donated a building. And the others brought medical camps in response. So now we have a facility that we are about to take on as government of Uganda. But that is the effort of an ordinary person working as a champion. So I think that's one of our achievements, a very big achievement.
Great.
And we are encouraging more people to do that, because now we can't over-rely on government, because government transfers either will delay or they will be cut or they will not be there. And also the donors are also cutting their aid. So those are some of the quick wins that I could
Wow. That's
thank you very much.
That speaks millions and about that it's not about resources, it's about resource mobilization. And I'd suggest that East Africa Hub perhaps can develop a playbook from your experiences, which can be diffused into other cities and counties as well. I'll come to Mayor Jara, and we do not want to be a hurdle between people and lunch, so we need to expedite our responses, please. Mayor Jara, your municipality now have institutionalized family planning and MNCH budgets and a transparent accountability mechanism. What were the key changes that helped turn those financial reforms into real, lasting results for your communities?
Merci, Dr. Abbas. Alors, en fait, pour aborder cette question, je crois qu'elle est un peu technique, parce que tout simplement, il ne suffit pas seulement de la volonté du leader politique pour mettre en place des mécanismes. Parce que les collectivités locales sont sous contrôle de gestion a posteriori par les représentants de l'État, mais également les deniers, les fonds et ressources de la commune sont gérés en dehors de la collectivité locale, mais par le percepteur trésor public. Donc, comment convaincre ces deux partenaires à aller dans le sens de la mise en œuvre d'un consortium impliquant la signature du maire, la signature du médecin-chef de district et la signature de TCA. Nous avons réglé ces premières difficultés parce qu'il fallait que moi-même, je me déplace pour aller voir le sous-préfet et le percepteur qui gère nos fonds pour leur sensibiliser sur la pertinence de l'intercommunalité pour mutualiser nos moyens. Donc depuis 3 ans, nous avons institutionnalisé l'allocation de ressources importantes dans le cadre de la mise en œuvre du programme. Mais ce n'est pas simplement cela qui nous permet de maîtriser scientifiquement les résultats de la mise en place de la mise en œuvre du programme. C'est les structures qu'on a mises en place. Il y a l'unité de gestion et de coordination du projet. Le chéquier est géré par le médecin-chef qui exprime le besoin, qui vient vers le coordonnateur qui est le maire. S'il est d'accord, il signe. L'unité de coordination donc est très restreinte, c'est les décideurs qui siègent, techniquement le médecin-chef, il y a TCA et moi-même. Mais également il y a le comité de pilotage, je le disais tout à l'heure, c'est l'ensemble des acteurs et parties prenantes de la santé au niveau local. Le représentant siège pour exprimer et élaborer en avant le besoin d'exécuter des activités. Donc c'est tout cela que nous contrôlons. Et je termine par une anecdote, parce que nous avons un mailing group, un groupe WhatsApp. Souvent on signe, mais le trésor public n'exécute pas la dépense qui vient dans le compte du TCA. Et chaque fois on m'appelle, mais monsieur le maire, l'argent n'est pas encore dans notre compte, mais monsieur le maire, il faut aller intervenir. Et le jour où, pour cette année 2025, les fonds étaient disponibles, le percepteur m'a envoyé un message, monsieur le maire, l'argent du TCA est viré dans le compte. Et j'ai abrégé, j'ai mis dans le groupe TCI viré. Et c'était comme un tremblement de terre. Quoi? Le TCI est parti? Ou? Je dis non, c'est les fonds de TCI qui ont été virés dans le compte. Alors pour dire l'importance de la participation de chaque commune dans le cadre de l'intercommunalité pour prendre en charge non seulement la santé, mais particulièrement la planification familiale et la santé de la reproduction. Et le dernier message que je voudrais lancer à tous les acteurs, aux bailleurs certainement de santé, c'est que le plaidoyer ne se limite pas, même si c'est au niveau local, vers les maires, mais aller vers le gouvernement et vers le Parlement pour que dans nos budgets, dans le cadre de la nomenclature, qu'on inscrive en noir et blanc allocation, planification familiale. Et ça, si nous parvenons à travers des plaidoyers parlementaires pour légiférer là-dessus, je crois qu'on obligera de fait tous les maires à inscrire dans le budget une contribution financière pour gérer la planification familiale. Merci.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, Mayor. And those of you who doesn't have translation, just to summarize in essence what Mayor has said, that their collaborative approach with support from TCI has improved ownership at all levels, community health workers, to religious leaders, to workforce, to neighborhood clinics, which has resulted in positive momentum. Now, I'll ask you to reflect upon my last set of questions, and you'll have 1 minute to respond. Not beyond that, I'll have to cut you because we do not want to late the lunch. So Dr. Sarita, I'll start with you, and you have 1 minute, please. Bihar has made remarkable progress embedding family planning into its HMIS and NHM project implementation plans. How are you ensuring that these budget allocations and accountability continue without external support, which has to do with sustainability? Over to you.
Yes, Jonfer, you're right that Bihar has made a significant progress by embedding key family planning activities in family planning program. And since all the activities are embedded and significantly budgeted, so I understand that TCI is gradually phasing out, but TCI have developed master courses for us, and those master courses are going to work, and they are going to develop the skill and capacity of other people around in our system. So now government is taking the lead. I strongly believe that program will achieve a set milestone, and will definitely going to do it. So thank you TCI, and thank you PSI, and thank you everyone here.
Thank you, Dr. Sarita, for all that leadership.
In
and
time
support.
and
Absolutely,
Thank
for
you.
being in time and also taking the leadership of fam planning for both. I thank you. I'll move to Dr. Abdurrahman, and in 1 minute, if you can brief me, Nigeria's model for domestic financing has become a national reference point. What mechanisms are in place to make sure that this local funding continues once TCI graduates?
Yeah, thank you very much. For state governments to really reduce teenage pregnancies and also reduce maternal mortality, they need to commit domestic resources to ensure that all of these high-impact interventions continue. For most of the states in Nigeria, they have a 5-year development plan, which family planning has been incorporated into. Just like I've said, 6 states out of 36 have budget lines for family planning. For those states, their annual operational plan also includes family planning, and then various structures such as the technical working group have been established to ensure that they continue advocating for family planning. And with those advocacy, once economic and health gains are tied with local data, policymakers are always willing to commit local resources for family planning.
Thank you, and we look forward to you influencing your colleagues that from 6 states, the budget lines expand to 36 states, all states of Nigeria. Dr. Judith, very briefly, if you can tell us, in General Santos, data-driven coordination and youth engagement are now institutionalized through city ordinances. How are these structures helping ensure FP and adolescent health remain priorities in the long term? So again, sustainability.
Yes, in terms of sustainability, so we need to somehow upgrade, if not amend necessary policies intended to strengthen the program implementation for the youth and also for the couples. Another is that we need to we need to have forge agreements, no? Forging agreements with partners, and that is through partnership agreements, coming up with memorandum of understanding, or if not agreements, no? And the like. And also we need to strengthen our partnerships by way of having this mechanism of having a regular meetings and the likes. And also, apart from sustainability, we need to be self-reliant somehow. And I think that's all we can share for now. And thank you very much.
Thank you, Judith. Mayor Julius, you've emphasized on leadership. And while we pray that you remain in leadership for 10 years, what about if there's leadership change? How do you feel that the mechanism that you have developed will sustain if there's change in leadership?
Good question. First of all, perhaps I should mention that we committed $315,000 US in a 4-year program running from the 2021. But as I said earlier, we have resolutions from the executive, from council, that I am sure are going to uphold whatever our commitments are. And on top of that as well, as I said, that as leaders, we are moving as a team. I know even if it will not be me, others who will step in, those that are prepared to step in will also uphold that. So I am not worried about that sustainability in the event that I will be away. It will continue because we have planted the seeds for it. Thank you very much.
Great, thank you. That's reassuring. Mayor Jara, I will ask the same question to you, that you allocate budget every year through municipalities in family planning and MNCH. What are the key governance reforms that make that this stays sustainable in the long term?
Ok, merci. La première clé, docteur, c'est me réélire comme maire éternellement. Juste, je blague, hein. C'est pour dire, quand le maire qui est à la tête de la municipalité, qui définit la politique, quand il est engagé, il n'y aura pas de problème. Il pourra contrôler sa majorité dans le conseil municipal pour régler le problème. Premièrement, former, sensibiliser le conseil municipal pour les amener à voter chaque année dans le budget une ligne destinée à la planification familiale. Secondo, comme je l'ai dit tout à l'heure, un maire qui est sensible ou pas, une technique d'implication et d'écriture législative en changeant la nomenclature budgétaire pour obliger chaque maire dans son conseil municipal, comme d'autres rubriques, le saupoudrage, les associations sportives, les sports, on est obligé de mettre de l'argent, des ressources. Il faut le rendre également pour la planification familiale. Et pour terminer, avoir une société civile organisée, implicative, forte, pour que s'il y a un changement à la tête de la municipalité, la nouvelle équipe n'osera pas changer sa vision de la planification familiale. Merci beaucoup.
Wow, thank you, Mayor, for assuring that you've developed that system, institutionalization of those systems, that leadership will not affect, or leadership change will not affect those allocations. So if there are 1 or 2 quick questions, we can take that. Otherwise, I'll go to synthesis. Dr. Aziz, can somebody pass on the mic? Oh, you need our mic. Okay. Any comment, question?
Thank you, DCI, for wonderful. My name is Aziz from Green Star, Pakistan. Wonderful experiences that you have shared in the promises. Domestic resource mobilization is what most of us who are coming to this conference is finding a different fuel. So I would like to request Indian experience, or how are you engaging the private sector with the support for commodities and service delivery? Because India is huge. Just take the example of Bihar. we need to reach a very ambitious target. So is there any engagement at all on private sector, or is just the public sector? I would like anybody who would like to, how you have engaged. Should there be a need? Is there a need? And what have you done?
Thank you, Aziz, for the question. And I think I would like to answer this question. We are already engaged private facilities or private sector for the family planning programs. We engage in 3 ways, actually. First is that we engage or accredited nursing homes are taken up, and they actually give the service, and we provide them fund. The public who is going there for the services, that is free for them. That is free of cost. Next is in the periphery, sometimes we do not get surgeons, we do not get provider in some periphery. There we are providing in another way. We are engaging the private sector. Like we are actually hiring a full team of the private sector, like doctor, nurse, and other staff members also. And they are going to the periphery. We are providing them the space, OT, and other facilities also, and they are giving us the service. And the third one is like some retired surgeon. We are only short of surgeon, and everything is there, or sort of a medical officer. Then we hire our own person who is retired, and like this. So this is how we are engaging right now, and it's a good number in Bihar, I think.
Thank you, Dr. Aziz. One more question? Yes, this is the last question.
Thank you so much. My name is George from Perth, and I'm based in Uganda. Thank you so much, the panelists, for those views. Indeed, I agree that leadership is key if we are to have the resource mobilization, but also have accountability actually in what we are doing. I just have heard your sharing, but from experience, I've known that there are so many commitments, like especially the councils and governments actually, which they make. But in the actual sense, when it comes to the release of the real money that is needed to contribute to the activities that you have committed to, it doesn't come through. So please share with us the experience on how you make sure that even that money that you have committed actually comes into force, or it is released to the actual activities that you have committed to. Thank you.
Mayor, are you going to address that, or do you want me to begin?
That's a very good question. I unfortunately don't have the figures on my fingers, but what I know in good practice, what we do is to keep, first of all, monitoring, number 2, reviewing, and we don't review alone or monitor alone as Chira Municipal Council, but with all the stakeholders, and I have not had any complaints so far. So we move together and we agree. Of course, commitments are in relation to budgets. And you know very well that local government budgets sometimes are not 100% achieved. But from what we achieve is where we're based to do the reviews and the remittances to our commitments. That's all I can say. Thank you very much.
And just to add to that, I think the collective accountability is the key, as mayors and officers here on the panel has identified and informed that they have developed institutionalized systems, technical working groups and all that, where this discussion happens. So once you give away that information, it's very difficult to withhold and not release funds while you are leading that forum. So that is another mechanism by which you can hold government accountable, and government can share information with partners. You want to add?
Yeah, for Nigeria too, we have captured that in our benefit package for state health insurance. So it's a fixed amount. 1% of consolidated revenue goes to the health sector, and then some amount in the benefit package, family planning has been captured. So it doesn't go down, it cannot go down, it can only go up. 1% consolidated revenue. Recently, the guidelines have been revised to increase it to 2%. Yeah.
So
Thank you.
this question has ignited a lot of excitement. So, Mayor Jara, would you also you want to add?
Merci. Je voudrais vraiment profiter de cette conférence pour lancer un appel aux bailleurs de la santé, principalement à TCI, parce que nous avons pris l'engagement d'enrôler 12 communes au niveau de notre département. Mais à cette étape de ce programme, le TCI est en train de graduer les communes. On nous déclare maire champion, mais le TCI a fait un appui technique. Donc les autres communes n'auront pas les ressources nécessaires. C'est pourquoi je voudrais prendre ici l'engagement. En une année, dans notre département où nous sommes à Pikine, nous travaillerons à amener l'ensemble des 12 maires si le TCI continue à nous accompagner comme dès le début. Merci beaucoup.
Thank you. Allow me to just spend 1 minute to synthesize what we've heard today, and I'll be quick, I promise. First, I mean, it's evident that power of local leadership and ownership is the key. We've heard from mayors, we've heard from city officials that once they take the lead, it's not about resources, it's about resource mobilization. The second strong point and theme that emerged has value of data. It's just not numbers. It is direction and credibility. And though it costs the partners and government to collect quality data, but it's extremely important for data-driven decision-making. The third thing that we've heard is accountability, from Supreme Court to technical working groups in Nigeria, and mayor's self-accountability in Senegal and Uganda is another aspect which came out of this session. The fourth and most important fundamental principle or element is value of partnerships, that government cannot do it alone, the private sector or partners cannot do it alone. We have to go hand in hand. And with that, I want to thank the organizer. I want to thank all of you for being a wonderful audience. Yes, I got one clap. You can clap for yourself. And help me thank our panelists by a huge round of applause. Thank you so much for your insightful deliberations. It was a worth discussion. It was worth time spending. Thank you so much. We can now move to lunch. Yes, we're going to have a picture, a group picture here.